Welcome to Cory's Stories. Are you ready to meditate with Cory?
Hello, my little friend. Just a quick interruption before your story. If you want your name in a story, go to the links down below. There's a Heidi, Cherry and Vaya link and a Tucker and Leo link, okay? They will take you to my Patreon page where you have to pay a little bit of money each month. So talk to your mum and dad about it and see if they're okay with it. If they are, then you get to have your name in a story. How about that then? Anyway, enjoy your story that you're going to listen to right now. Have a wonderful night. I love you a lot. Take care. Bye. Go to the links down below. Bye, honey.
Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Climb up into your bed and get super comfortable. Make sure that everything is just right in your room. The lights are just right. You're wearing your cozy, comfy pajamas. And all is well in the world so that you can relax your body and let go of your busy day. Heidi, Cherry and Vaya were over at Tucker and Leo's house, along with Mr. Kitty, Ho, and Sasha. It was nice because Sasha was in town, so it was perfect timing. She'd come over for a week to stay with family. They were all downstairs in their kitchen, hanging out around the kitchen island, chatting and catching up. Tucker said,
It'd be really nice if we all kinda went on some kind of adventure as human selves since we're all together.
Cherry said, OMG, yeah, that'd be so nice. Go get your magic thingy-majiggy. Tucker went outside. He went over to the Buddha statue, dug for a while, and then found his magical stone. He lifted up the stone and knocked all the bits of dirt off it. And then he shone it up at the sky. There was a full sun in the sky, bright, golden, shiny, perfect for his magical stone. The sunlight started to shine through the veins, the golden veins all over the stone. And the white stone became transparent, and then he saw his angel. There she was, flying in the sky, smiling down on him. You get one wish, just one wish, she said. Tucker said,
Oh, well, all of my friends are together. They're all in the kitchen over there, and everybody's really excited about becoming human again. And yeah, we'd like to do something really different this time, but we don't know what. But we're gonna probably talk about it when we all become human. And yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. But something different, yeah, definitely something different.
Before Tucker could even stop talking, he was in his human body. But there was something very different. Tucker looked down and noticed he was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. And he had sandals on. Sandals. Like strappy sandals. And his feet looked small. And his legs looked small. And his hands looked small. He reached up and felt his face and he said, "What's this?" And his voice sounded weird. Tucker walked over to the double doors to get into the kitchen and saw his reflection in the glass, he only looked about 5 years old. Tucker went through the door and into the kitchen, and all of his friends were the same. Heidi was stood there in a pair of pink overalls, pink glasses, and her hair in 2 bunches. Vaya had a pink dress on with pink sandals, pink strappy sandals. She actually loved her outfit. "Oh, me looks so cute," she said. Cherry was wearing a pair of shorts and a bright red t-shirt, and she had her hair in a cute ponytail with a scrunchie that was red. OMG, I'm so small. Leo had on a pair of denim overalls that were shorts to his knees, and he had on a pair of little tiny sneakers and a white t-shirt underneath. Mr. Kitty had a white t-shirt and some khaki shorts on. Ho was wearing a little tiny, oh, it was so cute, a little tiny kid-size waistcoat with a shirt underneath it and some fancy trousers. Gosh, Ho, even at 5 years old, dressed like he was some kind of poet or something. And Sasha looked adorable. She had on a bubbly t-shirt, one of those stretch t-shirts that when you take it off it could fit on a doll, and then when you put it on it's all stretchy and bubbly. And a raw skirt, a little pink skirt that had frills on it, and she was wearing little tiny white pumps. OMG, the whole crowd was so cute. They were so cute. They all kept looking at each other as if to say, what on earth happened? And then everybody looked at Tucker all accusingly, and Tucker said, I don't know what I did. He got no idea what he did. Why were they all like 5 years old? All of a sudden, Tucker's mum came into the kitchen and said, Come on, everyone, I have to get you in the minivan. We've got to get you to play school. Cherry said, OMG, we're going to daycare. Oh, I've always wanted to do daycare. This is going to be so much fun. Cherry was overly excited. Tucker's mum said, Cherry, calm down. Come on, we all have to get into the van. We have to. Does everybody have their lunch boxes? Right there, everybody's lunchbox was on the island. They all had their name on the lunchbox, so everybody knew which one it was. OMG. Leo said, Oh, I don't feel very well. Oh, I don't think I like daycare. Tucker said, It's okay, Leo. You probably really like it. You never know. I bet you any money you didn't have hives and things when you were younger. I bet you're gonna be fine, Leo, and it's okay because you're with everyone. Mr. Kitty, D'Angelo, looked at Leo and Tucker and said, Oh, toughen up. You're gonna be fine. Vaya smiled at Mr. Kitty, D'Angelo, and D'Angelo smiled at Vaya. They both had a twinkle in their eye. Even around 5 years old, they thought each other was the best thing ever. How cute. Cherry walked over to Tucker, grabbed hold of his hand and said, OMG, Tucker, I'm sitting with you on the bus. We're going to have so much fun. Tucker said, It's not a bus. It's me mum's van. Cherry said, Yeah, I know. It's all the same. It's going to be big seats and I get to sit next to you. Looks like Cherry even back then at 5 years old, thought Tucker was cute. This is so cute. Po and Heidi, naturally, were drawn to each other. They both looked a little bit geeky in their own special ways. Heidi said, "Po, have you wrote anything nicer lately?" And Po said, "Yeah. My mum chased the cat." Heidi said, "Wow, that's great. I wrote this." She pulled a piece of paper out of her little backpack, and it said, "Pink, red, blue." Po said, "That's really good. You know your colours." Heidi smiled at Po, and Po smiled at Heidi. And they sat together on the van. Sasha ended up finding Leo. Sasha was all giddy about going to daycare. She grabbed a hold of Leo's hand and said, "It's okay. I'll protect you. I'll keep you safe. You're with me. Everything's going to be just fine." Leo, his little 5-year-old cheeks, blushed. And he gave Sasha the biggest smile. And then she leaned in for a hug and said, "We'll stay together all day. Don't you worry, Leo. You're my bestie." Leo had the biggest smile. He could feel all of his hives and all of his nerves already disappearing. He was back with Sasha. So, Tucker and Cherry, Sasha and Leo, Po and Heidi, and D'Angelo and Vaya all sat together in the minivan and went to daycare. When they got to daycare, it was overwhelming. There was a sandbox area to play in. There was a water area where you could just fill tubs and play in water. There was a chalkboard where you could chalk and draw pictures and practice your words. There was toys absolutely everywhere. And then outside, there were snakes and ladders painted on the children's playground. There was a wall ball where you could play. There was a climbing frame. They even had swings. There was so much to play with and so much to do. And there was about 10 more kids in this class, so they got to meet a bunch of other kids. Cherry met someone called Susie, and Cherry said to Tucker, "Is it okay if I just poke her?" "Really want to poke her? She's so mean. She won't give me a ball." Tucker said,
No, 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 Cherry. I don't think we're allowed to poke. It's naughty.
Cherry just said, "Urgh," and stormed off and went to play with something else. Cherry was Cherry, even at 5. They played there all day, and then Tucker's mum came to get them. She loaded them up in the van and took them home. Cherry said, "OMG, I met so many friends. I had so many friends." She started naming them all. There was Sally, there was not Susie. Susie was a meanie. There was Rachel, there was Paula, there was Deborah, there was also Brendan and Paul and Stevie and I forgot the rest. Everyone talked about how much fun they had at daycare. OMG, it was so much fun. Being 5 years old is really, really cool. They all agreed on it. They liked it. Even Leo had the bestest time. Him and Sasha played a bunch of different games all day. And she was right. She kept her word. She stayed with him. She never left his side. They even went to the bathroom together. It's very, very cute. Heidi learnt the word orange. It's a very hard word at 5 years old, but now she could spell it. And Poe wrote a new sentence on a piece of paper that said, "I'll meet you in the garden." He had to read it to Heidi because she couldn't read the word garden. But they met on the grass, and they talked about all sorts of stuff that they loved to talk about. Everyone had the bestest day. It was awesome being 5. But then, when they got home, they all got out of the van as cats and dogs once again. And Tucker's mum said, "Come on, you lot, let's get you in the house." And just like that, the day was over. The end.